Scene 1, Apple, take 1. Scene 1, Apple, take 2.
All right. Good morning. Hey, our lead-in story today, we got some information about more of that stuff going on down in Birmingham. It's really kind of interesting. All that stuff is going on down there. It seems that, well, we got one piece of information that we decided to follow up on. So we have some verification that the person that is alleged to have shot the guy that we found out later was an Outcast member. That guy was a Sin City member, allegedly, maybe even a vice president. So we have that we're going to be running with. Plus, we have the story from yesterday that those of you here yesterday, we talked about the alleged, once again, alleged shooting, mass shooting, mass casualty event that happened at the Black Bike Week down there in the Black Pearls Festival in Atlantic Beach. That it's been going on since the 80s. We're actually going to talk to a vendor that was there, Mrs. C, who is a very renowned and respected individual on the biker set all across the, especially the Eastern Seaboard, definitely, and she's known everywhere. She was there. She can attest to what did or did not happen. That and a couple other stories. Hey, man, out in Brazil, have you guys been watching these videos in Brazil of these like Brazil biker? I don't know if they're biker gang dudes. I don't know if they run in a gang or not. They would said biker gangs, but maybe they're individual dudes. But there's a whole lot of them that just ride around and rob people from the back of their motorcycles. You know, this is one of those places where two dudes ride on the same bike and nobody thinks anything about it. So you have a dude on the front operating the bike and a dude on the back committing the robbery, and you see him stealing people's motorcycles and pulling guns on people and stuff like that. There was a post in Brazil that claimed that the Brazilian government has made it legal to kill these guys that are trying to rob you. Like the government has made that a law that you can kill anyone trying to rob you from a motorcycle. It's interesting. Hopefully we get a chance to look at that story today. So we'll be back in a minute and 30 seconds to discuss these stories. That's crazy. But one of the things in that Brazilian story, is there are a lot of videos floating around, especially if you're on Instagram. God help you if you Instagram or YouTube. God help you if you look at something one time or two times. They're going to flood your feed with it. Like, gosh, if you looked at UFOs up there. I messed around and looked up horseshoes. No, not horseshoes, but cow hoofs that were infected, and they were fixing the cow hoofs, and then they were fixing these people's infected faces by pulling the pus out of it and stuff, and then barnacles on these turtles. And I just looked at 2 or 3 of those videos, and now whenever I pull up my YouTube feed, it's everywhere, man. And I was dreaming the other night. I could just see pus coming out of faces and horse hoofs and sea barnacles. It was I gotta go look at something else to change my feed. But if you look at something on these things, so now my feed is nothing but people getting shot off motorcycles and motorcycles being stolen. And so you get the feeling like maybe that's everywhere in all of Brazil, and it might just be on one street. I don't know. But anyway, they've got all these feeds of these people being shot off their motorcycles as they're trying, or run over or something as they're trying to rob people. So that, I don't know if you guys have seen that before. I have. It is looking crazy. So we'll talk about that and a few other things in a minute and 7 seconds when we return. So lead-in story, accused Outcast killer was a Sin City member. We'll be back in a minute, 7 seconds. Thank you.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Self-educated by his books. news craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name was Black Dragon, started in the Navy and hit the sea, repping Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath. MC, we're paid his dues in the artist stripes, from prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one lodged in like Michael with the cowboy hat, the nose kung fu and says kick gang. Black Dragon Biker News, he's on your tube. Black Dragon Biker News, just self-educate by his books and you learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News, he covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Well, all righty then. All righty then. Hey, I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust with our own, very own doctor of humanities, Dr.
Logic. We appreciate you, man.
And we got our very own running for District 2, our own Lavish T. Williams. What's up, Lavish, man?
Up,
Good
man?
to see
What's
you.
going on? What's happening?
Oh, man, we're out here just trying to keep hope alive. That's all we have.
Got to keep hope alive. Got to keep hope alive.
That's all we have. Folks are anxious for me to get to the story.
I saw that.
Yeah.
What's the story? What's the
Rhonda
story?
Godfrey
Talk
said, is
about
this really necessary? Just get to the story.
I got something to do. Get to the story, Black Dragon. I got something to do.
Darn story, my bro. Good. Okay, Rhonda, we're going to get.
What's up, Lavish?
Man, I'm just chilling, man. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so let's get to the story. I don't want to be accused of not getting to the damn story. We got some interesting feedback when we were going through all of this a few days ago, and one guy sent me this, and then I told y'all, don't be sending me disappearing messages and stuff. So I'm going to keep this guy blocked because as soon as he sent this, he deleted his, I guess he deleted the profile or whatever. But I don't know. Facebook kept it, bro. So there you go. But anyway, he said, don't know who's giving you your info, but that bitch is a member of Sin City. He killed an Outcast member. It was 2 shooters, and he was the main one, the VP, that did this in front of the police. So this needs to be corrected. I know because I was there, says he. And so not long after that, this picture pops up. Where is it? This picture pops up in my in the profile, and I said I wouldn't name the club until I had, proof. So this picture pops up, and so now we have it. So at one time, this guy was a Sin City member. Now he says he was a VP, a current VP. I don't know if he was or not, but at one time he was a Sin City member. But here's an interesting thing. This is a Facebook picture, and at the bottom of the picture is this guy's name. And so I went and looked this guy up, just following the leads. And it's not like you got to do a whole bunch of damn looking. It's all posted up for you to see. And here's the weirdest thing about all of this. These guys, well, no, so let's just look at the original guy. If we look at the original guy who was shot and killed, we got a picture of him as part of, as one time being part of the Chosen Few Motorcycle Club, and one time being part of Sin City Motorcycle Club, at one time being part of Street Soldiers Motorcycle Club, or Road Soldiers, Street Soldiers. The 1% variant. I can't. Is it Street Soldiers or Road Soldiers? I'm going to get in trouble for that one. that one. So he's been in at least 3 motorcycle clubs. So I went and just looked this guy up, and this guy has got pictures up now. He was Sin City. He was Wheels of Soul. He was now he's in another completely whole different 1% motorcycle club, and this get up right here. So the question is, how much of this is personal beef? Because the guy was allegedly killed for over some money in front of the food truck. And, you know, when these guys are in so many of these top 1%er clubs, can this spill over and become a club beef when this is really just a personal beef from these guys having been through so many damn clubs that they rubbed each other the wrong way, this, that, and the other, and they put whole nations at risk when really this is not the kind of thing that we used to see back in my day, 100 years ago, of course, when all this could not have ever occurred. But now you got so many of these guys that have been in so many of these clubs. Like, what in the shit is going on? I don't know, but that's what's going on. So at one point we get all this information. This guy was never in our club, and then we get all this information. Well, yes, he was, and we don't want this guy to be forgotten. And I can see what there's a whole bunch of craziness going on. It is beyond me. But and then the other thing is, there was a time where 1%ers did not take pictures, and they damn sure you couldn't even take pictures in their clubhouses. And now you see these young guys, and none of these guys are like older than 30. You see these young guys running around with whole Facebook pages with everything they're doing, their faces, their pictures, their videos, and this is just the way they talk. Listen, if I can go find all this stuff in 7 minutes, anybody that you would be concerned, like any alphabet or anything like that, with the tools they got, you guys need to be. I'd suggest rethinking some of your policies in terms of the old school motorcycle clubs, and this is not just 1%ers. The old school motorcycle clubs, dudes in clubs that are my age that have no idea of how this internet stuff works. And I used to always hear the internet is not real. The internet is effing real. The internet is real because they've made it real. The youngsters have made it. Just like I'm watching this X thing, you know, like I say, when you watch something, it just starts giving it to you, whatever it is that you're watching. So if you're watching Democrat stuff, then all it sends you is Democrat stuff. If you're watching Republican stuff, all it sends you is Republican stuff. So I'm watching, and I like to watch the fights. I like fights, crazy people fighting. So it's showing me all these kids fighting in school. And this one kid, her teacher took her phone from her.
Oh, yeah,
And
I remember that.
you remember that one with the teacher with all the booty and stuff rolling on the floor?
Well, I don't remember that part. You and Lavish remember that part. I remember the fight.
I remember that part.
that.
I remember that part when they rolls up. I definitely remember that.
Yeah. I remember the preacher looked away. So, yeah, she was laying on the ground, you know, legs and thighs all out and stuff. And but the thing that was just really crazy to me is that in my day, it would have been unthinkable that a child would have a phone, access to or anything like that. And when I was around when cell phones first came out, I was there for the bag phone, the brick phone, when cell phones were in people's cars and only rich people had them. You remember that one movie where the guy had someone climb on top of the telephone pole and click into the telephone pole and bring his phone into his car? What movie was that? He was like a pimp or something, and whenever they
I
wanted to
must have
talk
missed
on the
that one.
phone, he would pull up in his limousine, and the guy would jump out of the limousine, crawl to the telephone pole, hook into the telephone pole, and he's talking on a house phone in his car. Like, I was around for all that stuff,
No,
and so forth.
I remember the phones that you used to have because we had one. Me and my little crew, we had the big phone, and we'll go to someone's house to their phone box, and we'll end up taking the alligator clips and tapping into somebody's phone. And that was the way that we were using we didn't have the cell phones at the time, but we had our own cell phone because we'll go to somebody's house to make somebody make a call, be sitting in the back of their house. Hey, I'm on my way. I'm about to leave out now, or so and so, man. Hey, that's what we used to do, man.
That's what that movie was. That's what they did. They would go.
Somebody said it was Ricochet '91 with Denzel, Gary, New York.
That was the movie. Yeah, that was crazy.
Was Watts. They was like the Watts Towers at that movie, if I'm not mistaken.
So. My point to that, because people want me to get to the story, break to the chase. My point to that.
You ain't got to the story yet?
He ain't get to the story yet. He ain't get to the story yet.
God, dog, man,
well, he started. No. He started at the story. He started. Then he started drifting into what the internet is doing because outlaws are here taking pictures of themselves and putting it on Facebook. It's a new generation, man. It's a new generation.
It's a new generation.
That was my point. My point is, cell phones are real. They've become real because we made them real, and the internet is real. The internet is real, and what these guys have to know is everything you put up there is fair game in your prosecution. Everything. So you can't be like, well, no, I wasn't part of that organization. It used to be you had some plausible deniability. You could say there ain't no pictures of me doing that.
Ain't no pictures of me.
Ain't no pictures of me.
Prove it.
Prove it. Hey, Black Dragon, you were in Grovetown, Georgia, Walmart the other day. Yes, I was. Why didn't you come say something?
I was about to say that. Why didn't he come speak to you, man?
I had it. It was okay. I'm going to break out from the story for a second. I had this weird.
No. Let's get back to the story, man. Let's do that at the end of the show, man. Let's get to the story, man. Let's get right to the story, man. We're already 18 minutes in, man. We want to hear the story, man.
You're trying to pull me back to the story, are you?
Yeah,
all right, fine. Okay, I'm sorry. So damn, I wanted to run over there. So anyway, this stuff is real, and for me to finish this out, back to the story, is that there is so much going on. Y'all need to rethink y'all's whole TikTok posture, Facebook posture, and all of that, because it's just really kind of sad. I think it's really kind of sad how it's or interesting. Certainly liable. There's a liability in doing things that way. But I was able to see how many different clubs, at least how many different clubs these guys have been in, how many different 1%er clubs they've been in, and all of this interaction definitely can lead to outcomes that could lead to bigger things. But these could just be personal beefs, and I could see how the clubs can be just wrangling to keep this BS under control, because it's just kind of crazy. Anyway,
but to capitalize on what you just said, even outside the MC world, if you moved from crew to crew up in New York, if you moved from one side of the city to the other side of the city to another side of the city, whatever you didn't like, you're going to carry that with you. And if you carry that into another area and try to find defense or people to back you in that other area, it's going to bring personal stuff into that area. hence personal stuff into an MC, whether it's 99, RC, OMC. It's going to bring that. You're going to bring your elements, your dirt. You're going to bring your dirty laundry into that new area.
Papa Penguin says the internet has been the biggest boon for law enforcement. The amount of self-snitching that goes on is astounding.
Right.
It
Y'all
is,
know what I did? Yeah, right.
Actually, people will actually do that. Like,
yes.
I've seen them, not to get off the story, but I've seen them do stuff like, actually film themselves, like do
Doing
everything,
dirt.
like kill their wife, all kind of stuff, all kind of craziness. The instant gratification of instant fame. I don't know. It's crazy. People can't keep things to themselves anymore. Imagine showing the whole world what illegal shit you're up to. I can't imagine it. Hopping around is bad business anyways, and eventually brings drama. I think no longer, I remember there being rules like, if you leave this 1% club, you're done. You're out of the game forever. And that's not the case anymore.
You know what that hurts, Black Dragon? That hurts your book. What I mean by it hurts your book, it hurts if I learned this stuff from your book. What I'm saying is I learned this stuff from your book. I learned, okay, Black Dragon is a famed author. He was a national P, and then I go out into the real world and ain't nothing working as I just read this.
I just stamp old ass book right here.
It ain't nothing. Wait a minute. I thought we're not supposed to do that. I thought they weren't supposed. What's this thing called club hopping?
Protocol 101. And club hopping is covered in here.
Exactly.
This is how it should be done, or this is how it used to be done. Maybe we just used to need to put used to be done across the top.
Is forever really forever?
No. And in my club, you weren't allowed to put that shit on for at least 5 years. You couldn't even get a tattoo unless you're in the club. Was it 5 or 7 years? It was 5 or 7 years. I can't remember. And that was not a rule that I came up with. A lot of people, Black Dragon changed our bylaws. That was not a rule I came up with. That was a rule that the former Mother Chapter President Jazz came up with. After so many people kept leaving the club with the damn patches on, sewed on,
tattooed.
Thank you, on their arms. So they
did y'all burn them off? Did y'all burn them off when y'all catch?
No, everybody I know that left the club actually had them tattooed over. Like they weren't trying to keep that.
Right. If I'm leaving, I don't want to have anything to do, blah, blah, blah.
Just they did it out of respect. Like Baker, who is one of my Baker's one of my sponsors, and he went on to become a Soul Brother. And I don't know, but he used to have this huge Black Sabbath cross on one of these arms, like right there. And I knew guys that had it on their necks and everything. And when they left the club, but I found that everybody that put that, you know why I never got one? I found that everyone that put one on left the club. Everyone that had one left the club. And I was like, I ain't putting that on. That's a jinx. Is patch jumping acceptable now? Never used to be. I think it is. Hellfighter Steve Hill, who is a preacher himself. Black Dragon is correct. Once you leave, you ain't going to another club. You're done. The white clubs take your bike if you leave. Well, I don't think they do that anymore.
30 minutes in and we still don't know what happened.
That's not true. What the hell are you talking about?
Like Lavish Stop laughing.
What?
We still don't know what happened.
We covered the story. We're done. We're actually done with that story.
If you missed it, you blinked your eye.
Scroll back, bro.
You sneezed and missed it.
Man, I think I need to do a summary show that's 9 minutes long. We'll just summarize everything. Okay, so now on to the next story, because
Motogato said, "I'm a proud United States Marine, and I don't even have that USMC tag."
Yeah, you don't need that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, Heather Mo said, "Thank you for your service." All right, so yesterday we covered the story. This was a crazy story that went about everything. So, all right, so if you missed the story was a lead killer of the Outcast member was at one time a Sin City, and we showed you the picture and the proof. Okay, that was that story. All right, now next story: the Atlantic Beach Bike Festival was shut down allegedly, according to officials, that there was a mass casualty. That was according to rumors all over the internet. There was a mass casualty event that happened there, and there was videos and all kinds of stuff. And basically, there was a fight at the concert, which shut the concert down for a few minutes while some people stampeded out of the concert and got hurt. There were 12 people that were hurt, but nothing got shut down. It was not a mass casualty event. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. And a lot of people believe that this targeting happened because folks really don't like them black folks having fun at or us black folks having fun at the event. They just don't like us having fun. That's what a lot of folks believe, because this was kind of ridiculous.
Reviews on that stuff, man. I've been going for a long time. I went maybe once or twice after they started putting those barricades up. I wasn't really, feeling it at that point, man, because
talk on that. We talked on that yesterday. Talk on that.
So when I first started going down to Myrtle Beach, man, and you got Atlantic Beach side and you got the Myrtle Beach side. I think you got Ocean Boulevard. I think that's the name of the strip. And then you got Kings Highway. I think that's the next street over from Ocean Boulevard. Ocean Boulevard, I think that's the street that got all the hotels and the living places that you can rent, suites and all that shit. The big Ferris wheel, I believe that's the name of the street. But anyway, when I was going down there for years, man, to be on the main strip, it was cool, man. You got the bikes going up and down both ways. I mean, if you got the hotel, most people wanted to be at the hotel on the strip, man, and you can just leave out the hotel and stand in front of the hotel, man, and they had made it where now you can't. You got to stand here. You can't stand over here. You got to move back. It was like a whole bunch of this, and you can't do that. Where it's like, hey, what can we do? Can we breathe? And then they end up putting this barricade thing up like a loop, man. So it's like it made it a little challenging to get back to your room. If you
you can only go one way.
Leave out. I mean, you can't go this way. You got to go all the way around, and then sometimes they don't even let you back in, so you might not be able to get back to your room and everything, man, like that, man. And then it's so divided where you got to walk way down here to cross over. So for me on the Myrtle Beach side, man, it was kind of whack. And the Atlantic Beach side is where you can see some stuff, man.
Oh yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's the one my daughter didn't want me. She's like, "Daddy, I know you ain't going." I said, "No, I'm going to the National Bikers Roundup." She's like, "Oh, okay."
When you go down there on the Hooter side, on the other Hooter side, on the side where the Atlantic Beach side at, man, and you go down there, that's when you got some good footage.
Mm-hmm. Good footage. Especially if you were in the film. Like I told him yesterday, that was when Girls Gone Wild. Girls Gone Bad.
Was Girls Gone Wild type of footage, man, on that side, man.
Yeah, but
it was a good time, man. It was a good time. I mean, even when I got my friends and stuff that go down there now, I mean, people are gonna make it be what they want it to be. I'm a strip guy, so I like to be on the strip. I like to just be.
That's what I said. A lot of people didn't even make it to Atlantic Beach because most people would be on Myrtle Beach on the Strip. A lot of people didn't even realize they were saying we're going to Myrtle Beach, and a lot of people didn't realize that it was really the Atlantic Beach Festival that was Black Bike Week. Go on, brother.
Yeah. So I mean, I seen people say it was boring. I seen people say they had fun. I mean, I do believe that you make it what you want it to be, man. I mean, I seen like the Black Tigers had a party at the House of Blues, and it was fucking sold out. You know, I seen other clubs out there, man, having parties and throwing parties. So I mean, you can still go out and have a great time. You know, especially if you done met people, network with people, and you know people. It's another meetup spot for people from all over to say, hey, man, when you get here, we gonna catch up, man. We gonna do X, Y, Z. We gonna have fun. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. But for the money that you spending and the headache and the hassle with the police down there, hell, I don't know if I want to be bothered with that shit, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I
that
said I
sounds
was
like
gonna go this year. I said I was gonna go this year before my surgery. I was, you know, gonna go just because, you know, a lot of the people chose to go there, so it's like, okay, let me go down there as well, to, you know, be in the mix. But I think all of these biker functions are kind of they're not the same, man. And I guess I'm only saying that because I've been going for a long time. My first time going to Myrtle Beach was in the year 2001.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, 2001 and it's 2025, I got to experience stuff that, you know, some of these newer bikers can't say they experience. So the difference for me is way different for them.
No, I like I said yesterday, I think I went one time, or maybe two times, and
That's it. You only went twice.
I think I went twice. I was so sickened by the absolute way that they showed that they just didn't want us there.
And then, you know what? You're right, because I went one of the times, I don't know which time, I went down there and I was it's a Harley dealership. There's a couple of them, not on the Atlantic Beach side. It's another one on the Myrtle Beach side. And it's like a helicopter. It's like a helicopter pad where you can go in. The tourists can do the helicopter ride. Well, I was at a gas station over there, and on the ground, you know, people were purposely putting flyers out saying that they don't want black people here and stuff. Like, it was literally printed flyers. You know, wouldn't nobody hand them to you, but they'll make sure that they'll be, you know, somebody have them where they'll be on the ground or somewhere where you see them where you notice, you know, that they're there. And, you know, and then you got the people in the town. It's kind of a 50-50 with the people that live there, because some of the business owners and people that's running businesses say that they be expecting and waiting on that crowd. But then you got other people that don't like the crowd. I think
like half the businesses were shut down. I actually got to see both Myrtle Beach and then Bike Week and then Black Bike Week, and it was just a completely different setup for each side, and they were over policing. And then when they made it that one way through Ocean Boulevard, maybe is the name of it, where it took you like hours and hours and hours to go like 9 miles. It was ridiculous. And then the over policing was crazy, and there was no politeness or professionalism in policing, and they were really treating people bad. And then they made it against the law for the women to stand up on the bike and shake their booties in the air, which was one of the only reasons for like truly going was to see all those fanny packs. And they was, all the nice little packages that was out there.
Black Dragon, yesterday when we first brought this story, you had one viewer was saying, well, why would you keep going somewhere where you're not wanted? And I looked at that and listen, I haven't been to all those out there. I haven't been there. My daughter wouldn't let me go. But anyway, I believe after looking at excuse me?
Is your daughter into motorcycles at all? Or she just knows?
Oh yeah. She just hasn't got her own bike.
Many people to minister to there, because Satan is alive.
This the baby girl, and she's like my twin, and she said, "Daddy, I know." Okay, anyway, I don't want to get into that. Let me finish my thought here. It's an act of defiance, and I don't know if I forgot the viewer name. It's an act of defiance. We can see that they don't want us there. We see they try to, like that one road y'all talk about. I've seen pictures and videos of it, to detour us or stop us from coming, deter us from coming somewhere. So it's an act of defiance. So we got to continue to go. We're going to continue to see our brothers and sisters, our friends and everything. We got to continue to party because we're going to say, you're not going to stop us. That one tunnel, I've seen that done right here in Dallas where it worked. We had an area, a lake where everybody used to go, 4-lane road. So they decided, let's make it one road. You got to go all the way down to exactly what y'all saying. And black people stopped going. They're like, forget this. I ain't going up here. I got to ride all up and down the road.
No, they did that everywhere. In Virginia Beach, there was a park we would all go to. The white folks decided they didn't want us at that park no more. They changed the direction. There was only one way in, one way out. We used to see Virginia Beach used to also have, okay, so that was Norfolk, but Virginia Beach used to also have, it was like a Freaknik thing. What was it called? I forget what it was called. The last one was 1987, where all the black kids would come to Virginia Beach and party. It was so horrible the way they got treated. In Oklahoma City, where I'm from, there was Lincoln Park. The black folks used to go to Lincoln Park. Every Sunday, there would be thousands out there. They just changed Lincoln Park up where you couldn't go anymore. I mean, I've seen this all over.
Here it was called Bachman Lake. That's when I first came to Texas. And I mean, it was a huge lake. Party, really not that much violence, but the people that lived in the area, we don't want all these people here. So let's make it one lane. Of course you're going to have drama now. Now you got people, instead of riding through and going into the lake, now you got them parking in people's neighborhoods and they walking back to the lake, and now they really mad. So, it's a tactic. But we keep going, like to Atlantic Beach. They keep going. Not only because of the historical aspect of it, but it's an act of defiance.
I want to take 1 second out to answer STMC Prez, what happened to the peace treaty. I don't think anything has happened necessarily to the peace treaty. The folks up top have said that that all things are going to be stopped and but now when you have these organizations and you have folks that are out there that have their own minds, many times there's incursions on the peace treaties, and so they have to get those people under control or put them out or whatever the case may be. But as I was pointing out earlier, that I don't know that this is necessarily an incursion on the damn peace treaty, more than you have all these personal beefs with these people that have been in so many of the same clubs that might be beefing with one another that don't particularly care about necessarily what's going on. I know one thing: whenever my motorcycle club lost people to the 1%er organizations, all of a sudden we had problems with that club that we never had problems with them before. Like they take in this new guy, and then all of a sudden, whatever angst he had against the club is now magnified through all the people that he managed to poison with his side of the story. So now you're looking real crazy at somebody that you've been partying with before. And so if this can happen between us, it can happen between any kind of club. So that's something to keep in mind. So I don't think anything particularly happened to the quote unquote peace treaty, but absolutely there's a lot going on and a lot of hands to keep idle hands are the devil's workshop, my grandma used to say. So to keep those hands not idle and to police all these people, you may have events, but that's a huge difference than a club war. So I wanted to bring that out. We're going to call Mrs. C. Mrs. C is a vendor that was there. And she can answer some of the questions that they had, because this is what Atlanta Beach officials on Sunday, May 25th, attempted to shut down rumors circulating on social media about an incident with mass casualties on Saturday night. The town released a statement Sunday saying there were no mass casualties. After a brief pause Saturday, the event continued. So there was a couple of fights that broke out. There was a panic in the crowd. Several people were injured. I think they said the number was 12. Police said medical staff rendered aid, but this was going to be Myrtle Beach. They had more. We say Myrtle Beach. It was Atlantic Beach. They have more than enough police presence there to make sure nothing happened. This is like that main strip where the everything happens at the beach, and this is where you have these vendors, and these vendors are selling. And there's a lot of these vendors there. Like, it's a huge thing. And we're going to call Mrs. C, who happened to be a vendor there. And Mrs. C is going to tell us what she saw there. So let's see if we can't get her on the phone. I don't hear this thing dialing.
You don't get a dial tone? Thought I'd throw that in there.
Mrs. C, hold on. Let's see.
What happened to Lavish?
Mrs. C? Mrs. C, can you hear us? Oh, man, come on. Man. Mrs. C, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on, I'm trying to get you on the...
I can hear her.
No, you hear her through the speaker. I'm trying to get her on the broadcaster. Let's try this again. Bluetooth device. Okay, let's turn it off and then turn it back on. Mrs. C, can you hear us? Mrs. C? Mrs. C?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Can't complain whatsoever.
So, Mrs. C, I love you because you taught me how to be a vendor. I did not know how to go and sell my books and set up my tent and all that kind of stuff. And you spent hours and hours teaching me, instructing me, and jumping on me. Like, Mrs. C would be like, I can't believe you're leaving now. There's still money to be made.
Oh, Greg Dragon, how are you today?
I'm doing so well, and I just want you to know how much respect I have for you, and thanks and gratitude for you teaching me the game on how to go and be a vendor. You are the best out there, and I owe so much of my success to you. So I just wanted to tell you that. How long have you been? How long have you been vending?
I know over 20 years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
And
about 20.
You do patches and customized patchwork and sewing and that sort of thing, right?
That is true. I started off, which I still do, it's embroidery. And some of my customers came in and introduced me to coming out to their event. And so that's how it happened. But yes, I do embroidery. And then I sneaked over into a second business, which is vending patches. So that's how it started.
And so if you trying to get your president's patch sewed on or anything like that, she's got like herself and sometimes other staff and her son, and they've got this huge setup. I don't even know how they get this stuff set up. They got this huge setup with boards and thousands of patches, and you just go and so she's everywhere. She's Bike Week, Myrtle Beach, Daytona Beach. She's everywhere. The Roundup, she's everywhere. Putting these people just line up behind. They're just lined up out to her tent. And if you want to be successful, you want to be somewhere near her tent, because then people are going to flow over to your tent. So she was there. You were there, Mrs. C.
Oh, definitely. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, I just walked into the house at least less than 45 minutes ago. I just got back in town. I did. So, yes, I was down in Myrtle Beach, which Atlantic Beach. Well, the week before, I was actually in Harley Week, the week before Atlantic Beach. So I was down there. And then this week, I was here at Myrtle Beach. which is actually Atlantic Beach, not Myrtle Beach, and that's north,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
north side. So
So
I was down there, and
uh-huh. Did you? Okay, so was there a mass casualty event where people got shot and they shut down?
oh my Lord, I heard that, I saw that, and I'm like, hey, where was I at? Was I missing somewhere? I mean, no. The answer to the question is no. The night, you know what? I witnessed one little incident down there, which was they shot a video. The young kids, right, it was directly in front of my tent down there. The little kids walked down the street. They took off running, and they stopped. They ran back down the street. They took off running. And so I asked the little girl, I said, "What are y'all doing?" She said, "That guy right there shooting a movie." I said, "Shooting a movie?" And then the next day, it reads gunshots. And I'm sitting there looking right at the incident. And I said, dang, this is how they put it out like that, negative like that. But that's what they was doing at that one incident. And the night that they said the mass shooting at the concert down there,
Mm-hmm.
I sat down at a little after, it was a little after 3. So once I got closed down, I started to walk down the street toward the beach. And I didn't see anything. And I know I was out there about 4 o'clock,
So
a
we're
little
talking
after
about
4 before I got back.
we're talking about 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Yes.
Because, you know, we shut down at 3 o'clock. By the time I can close my tent up and everything, it's a little after 3. So usually we'll continue to walk down the street and to find some food, because some of the other vendors are still open at that time, or they actually are closing down. So we grab something to munch on. So I'm like, and so the kids and all the people are steady walking up the street at that time. So we were just walking down. And I was like, well, I'm out here. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't see anything. Did I miss something?
Yeah. That's
and this
what,
is like every night.
and that's what Foxy said. I called Foxy yesterday, and I said, Foxy, did that thing? This is crazy, because I'm sure I would have gotten calls from there if that had happened. And she said no. She was there at least till 2, so you were there till 4. And just
About 4.
Just on a side note,
And you know what?
What time do you get started
The
in the
next
morning?
day.
Okay.
And oh my God, I haven't had no sleep. I started in the morning. We started in the morning at 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We start up at 10,
Mm-hmm.
and we run to about 3 o'clock, because the policeman comes through and say, y'all have to shut it down at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we shut down at that time. And so this is an everyday thing. From Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we shut down at 2 or 3 in the evening. So what I start personally myself, on Monday, my son continued to sell. I started shutting it down when I get there in the morning, because I'm not selling anything on Monday morning. You know, people still come in and purchase stuff, but I'm not actually physically pushing it on Monday. I'm tired. I'm totally tired.
So you're working from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. for 3 or 4 days in the morning. You're sewing the whole time. I know this because I've seen you, and I just wanted to point out how hard vendors work out there, and how strong you got to be to run that kind of a tempo. And yeah, it's just amazing. And that's how full your tent is, that it is running from 10 a.m. till 3 in the morning, and they make you shut down. You could have gone till daylight.
You know what? I have to set myself up there. I set myself up. Once I know I'm getting ready to get on the road, I have to just put this in my mind. This is what we're going to do. We do it. And once we come home, we vacation then. That's what we do it. But now, you know, vendors are like this. Because remember I said I was out there last week.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you've been doing this for 2 weeks.
I was out there this week.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting ready to go back out tomorrow. I'm getting back on the road tomorrow and going back out.
Where are you going next?
We're going for pound in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, you said you had a question. What were you going to ask?
Not a question. I will make a comment here. We was talking about the incident on Atlantic Beach after the incident was going on. So on that Monday morning, there was three. I was interviewed by three different news people.
Mm-hmm.
Channel 13 was drilling me, questioning me about the incident, and I find. I'm sorry about that phone. My phone was ringing. She kept drilling me about all the negative about Atlantic Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to point out to her, I've been coming there for years. I didn't see anything that the questions she was asking me. And to me, I find that the news try to twist it. They're trying to bring the negative out of this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
There's no negative down there. It's like a family reunion down there.
Mm-hmm.
People come down there, you see probably once a year, you see people, you're loving on each other. It's really festive down there. And I just really hate the way how the news is pointing this out to be so, it's so chaos down there. It's not. I understand that some of the people that have been coming in the past, that they're having a hard time by some of the police harassing them and stuff like that. It's true. That is actually true. It does happen down there. But once you get past that, it's a whole different world. It's really different. It's not like I can't even express myself here. What's going on? I understand. I was approached by police this past weekend. I go out early in the morning. I get my supplies and I come back in. So as I was coming back into the shoot, I made a turn and I went up. Excuse my voice because I'm hoarse from this whole week. And I came back down, but I followed the police in, and he stopped his car in front of me. So he got out his car and got his things, and then he looked at me and he looked up at me, and then he just took his time. I took my horn. So all the policemen were Caucasian, and then there was one black man there. The black police came out there with his chest stuck out. How can I help you? I said, no, I was just getting his attention because I wanted to go straight on through. Well, this is our parking lot. What's the attitude? I said, well, thank you, sir. May I still go through? But this type of stuff like that, they're built up to with this attitude. For what? I don't understand.
It's always been bad. I only went 2 times, but yeah, it was. I didn't like it.
It's bad, but only thing about it is, if you can get past that,
yeah,
you're gonna have fun. You're actually gonna have fun. I'm getting ready to post some of my videos that I captured while I was down there. You people's dancing in the street, eating, walking down the street with drinks, food, eating. It's fun. It's really a lot of fun down there. So
I did have
that's
fun
my
when I was
take
down
on
there.
it.
I did have fun too. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's no. Don't believe the rumors, because there's a lot of rumors out there, because it's staged for that. They're trying to shut it down. That's what I believe. That's my only take on it.
Well, thank you so much, and
thank you
for coming on the show. And when you called me this morning, I was like, "Yeah, you need to come on the show and tell people this." So I'm so glad to hear from you.
Before I saw you, I saw that. I said, "You're not getting the full story." And I'm sure that you speak to a lot of other people. They don't tell you their side of it, because I didn't see it personally. I did not see any of this. I just saw that those little kids were shooting a movie, and once I saw it in live, I said they had a caption. Bullet shot. You know how many policemen down there? Do you know how many? There's so many policemen down there, and all the police from every county, here in South Carolina are there at that event, and every branch of military. If something went on, the police would have been right there, because they would have been there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They would have. And there's just too many police for there to be trouble like that. Well, listen.
There are undercover cops there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way that if there was a mass casualty just like that, why would we hear no ambulance or anything like that? I didn't hear any.
Because it didn't happen. That's why. That's why.
No, I'm lodging right on that street. I'm
It's
lodging
the
right
power
on that
of
street.
it's the power of the media and social media. Once something gets out and people like to, here's my word again, Black Dragon, sensationalize things. They want to get things out so fast, even if it's bad information. You know, people, and they know that social media will carry it before they do fact checks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not just social media.
Oh.
The media, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was interviewed by I think Channel 5, and there was a black guy that was interviewing me, and he said, I got my information. Our channel got our information from the chief of police. So we came out just to hear some of the locals to give us their take on it. And he said that everyone that he spoke to don't know anything about the incident. So I think the chief of the policeman is, has a lot to influence on this negative part. That's my part. That's my part.
So just to put it all in context, yes, absolutely. Myrtle Beach does not want bikers there. They have said this, and that's white bikers or black bikers. The city of Myrtle Beach is tired of y'all and wants y'all to go away, and even passed 4 ordinances, we found out yesterday, to get rid of Bike Week and the bikers around there. And what happened was all of the cities around said, well, yeah, you can get rid of them. We'll take them. But the Supreme, is it North Carolina? The Supreme Court of North Carolina struck down all of those ordinances and blocked their efforts to stop people from coming there. So, yeah, the police chief may be treating folks nasty. The whole area doesn't want bikers in there. They never wanted the black bikers in there. But as somebody pointed out here, Butt Naked said in the 80s and 90s in that area, if you stubbed your toe on the sidewalk, you were going to jail, white or black. I went 3 times, and I'm white. So, and so, yeah, it could be just a very bad place, period. But it has always been bad in the way they've treated us. At least the 2 times I was there, I didn't need to go back. But now I think I'm going to go back because everybody I know is there that's having fun. Mrs. C is there. Foxy's there. She's got a whole contingency of people there. And there are thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands, 400,000 people that go to Black Bike Week every single year. The Black Pearl Festival at Atlantic Beach. There are 4. It's the 3rd or 4th. It's on the same size, the same scale as Sturgis. It's as big as Sturgis. And
it's huge. It's huge.
And so
this year was very large.
Yeah. So I'm going back. I'm going to go next year. Absolutely.
Just find yourself through the funnel. Once you get through the funnel, you're fine.
She's talking about the Ocean Beach thing where you can only go one way. That's what she's talking about, the funnel. But Miss C, I thank you this morning. Thank you so much for being my mentor and teaching me and loving me and treating me so wonderful. Thank you for everything. And thanks for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Get you some rest. I know you're tired.
I guess I'm getting ready to do.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, man. That woman is an angel from God. Even more so than you, Reverend.
I'm not an angel. That's a myth. People are not going to be angels. Stop telling your people, oh, when you pass away, you're going to be angels. Stop telling people that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I only used to, not interested in much other. Oh, Tommy doesn't have, he's trying to let you guys, he doesn't do
the social medias.
No, it's the Discord server. He only uses YouTube. Okay. We have a Discord channel. The link to the Discord channel is in the thing below. Listen, I want to ask you guys to please like this channel right now. Just take your chance, your time, and hit the like button right now. And the reason why is the number one indicator of the strength of a YouTube channel is it's like. If you hit the like button, it just really does things for this channel. It brings us more viewers. It brings us more prestige. It helps us to step it up because YouTube puts us higher on the platform and higher on the algorithm if you guys hit the like button. So I know it's a big deal to reach up on the phone and press that like button, but I would really be, myself and Reverend Logic, we'd be really, really pleased and happy if you would hit that like button. Also, please consider our channel memberships. Our channel memberships start at $2.99 a month. Please get a channel membership. Just hit the join button on the when you go to the channel, you just hit join and it shows you the levels of channel membership you can get. And so they start at $2.99 per month, and we absolutely appreciate it if you would get a channel membership. You can also support Reverend Logic here and his ministry. If you want to send Cash App, it's $Logic357, $Logic357. If you want to give to Lavish T Williams, it's $Lavish T Williams, $Lavish T Williams. And of course, Lavish T Williams is only one of 2 or 3 bikers that uses his whole name. Lavish T Williams can be found on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So,
can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? No, can I say something? I want to say, because me and Black Dragon have serious conversations backstage and behind the scenes, and I told him I'm not like a lot of people. And he just said something, and not saying that he was incorrect, but I want to put a little correction on it. If you want to support my ministry,
well, okay. If you not saying I'm incorrect, but you want to put a correction on it, that means
I'm just saying no. I'm saying you're not incorrect. If you want to support my, okay, let me say this, because I want people to understand that there are people out here that really have preachers out here that really have integrity.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to support my ministry, I have a church and I have a motorcycle ministry. Those cash apps are totally different. Any money that comes to me is separated. And if people say they just want to support, keep it logic and all my writing and everything, that's the one that Black Dragon gave you. If you want to support the ministry, I don't know if we may not put it here. You can go into my other page, and because I have different cash apps that go directly to the ministry, because I believe in being transparent and being honest. I do not mix my personal money with the ministry money. That's not right. And so I just wanted to let that be known. So
what is it?
Okay, for the church, for Solomon Sports Church, the cash app is $Porchville.
Porchville.
Yes, that's the church.
So it's Solomon's. Let me get it right. Solomon's Porch. SOLOMONS apostrophe S. Solomon's Porch Church. Mm-hmm. Okay. Look, man, he's so easy. Boom.
It's $Porchville. Yes, that's it. That's to support the ministry. So just let you know, there are preachers out here that stand and ride with integrity. I don't mix personal money with church money.
Okay, so now, so that I know I wasn't incorrect, but I was corrected. So that means I was incorrect.
Well, it's not, because when people say correction, they think that individual is wrong. The Black Dragon wasn't wrong. He just didn't have that information.
He was just incorrect. He wasn't wrong. He was just incorrect.
He wants to say that.
There's Solomon's Porch Church. If you want to support the church itself, the ministry,
because we do a lot of outreach that includes our motorcycle ministry. We go out every first and third Saturday to go serve the homeless. Our biggest thing is Thanksgiving. When we serve 500 meals, we've been doing it for over 17 years. We done served up around 750,000 meals with our small church. People are like, I don't believe that number. I can show you the numbers. But anyway, it's not about the numbers, it's about what we do in the community. So
that's really cool, man. And so if you want to help Solomon's Porch Church, his ministry effort, it's Solomon's Porch Church. It's $Porchville. And if you want to support Logic, the biker, it's $Logic357. And of course, if you want to support Lavish, it's $ Lavish T Williams. And I just wanted to put that out there so everybody can understand how to help us if they want. And if you want to get my gear, it's all at blackdragonsgear.com. And all that stuff is scrolling on the bottom. And of course, our YouTube channels and stuff. And also, we have a Discord server, and the Discord is in the description box below. And that's all of our support stuff we want to hit you with. Hey, listen, we got a good story that came to us from it's about the Bandidos. And it's interesting because all you ever hear really about the Bandidos is some negative stuff. I mean, just that's all you hear in the news. And we like to talk about some positive stuff from time to time. So these were some Bandidos, I think, in Texas. Let me find the picture. I have to go to my my TikTok not my TikTok, my email real quick. I got this email to me this morning. Was it email or text message? Was it a text message? I think it was a text message. Let me find the picture. Yeah, here it is. So, okay, how do I do this? Let me enlarge the picture, and then I'll bring it over here to this screen. Okay, yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, and can I make it bigger? No. So this is the text message I got this morning about the Bandidos. So here we have a couple of Bandidos guys, and I think I actually have the picture as well. Let me see, where's the picture? Yeah, that's it. So I can enlarge this picture. So we got a couple of Bandidos dudes here, and Texas Bandidos. Here they are. And maybe three. I think we might have three Bandidos guys here, and you can see all their Bandidos nomenclature on them. And you guys are familiar with the red and gold stuff and what have you. And so this is the storyline that came with it. So this you really can't see too well. So that's why we showed you the picture. It says, "Morning, Black Dragon. A family was headed east on I-20, leaving Dallas, headed to Shreveport, Louisiana. A fellow church member had a flat tire, and to his surprise and amazement, these gentlemen stopped and provided assistance. They plugged the tire and aired it up. We hear negative news through media all the time. Here's proof of the true and good nature of these men." This took place on Sunday evening, 5/25/25. That was 2 days ago. Oh, by the way, this family was a Black family. Husband, wife, and 3 children. Please share with the public. Thanks. So absolutely, we're sharing it with the public. Hey, man. Bandidos Motorcycle Club, man. Good on you guys, man. Good on y'all, man. Yeah. So they plugged the tire. How many people have a plug kit? Only bikers. Only bikers have a plug kit with them. Who rides around with a damn plug kit? Only bikers.
And the reason why, because we've been taught to do that by other bikers. You don't hear that because people have spare tires in their cars and their trucks.
But you can't carry that on a motorcycle.
You can't carry it on a motorcycle.
So this guy had some sort of problem where his spare wasn't working. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, because they had to plug his tire. And that plug kit is not even recommended for motorcycles. You know that? You're not recommended to plug motorcycle tires.
I thought it was, but I thought the plug was just to get you to the far enough to get you a new daggone tire.
You're not supposed to use them at all on a motorcycle.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why do we push it then?
You're supposed to throw that because it's not realistic.
I spent all this money on my plug kit because I wanted something real simple.
Bro, if you're using that plug, your life is on the motorcycle tire is under so much pressure, and you only got one, or you got two, and if you blow the plug out, you're dead. And people don't like put the plug in and say, I'm only going to do 40. They put the plug in and roll right on back up to the 100 miles an hour they were
100
rolling.
miles an hour, right?
On a motorcycle with a plug. What you're supposed to do when your tire gets a nail, and this has happened to me 3 or 4 times, a brand new $300 tire, I roll out next week, 5 days after I've had the tire, now there's a nail in it. You're supposed to throw that tire away. You're supposed to throw it away and go spend another 300 plus 180 to get it put back on. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Now, after about the second one, I was like, man, hell no. And
you know what I don't like about our motorcycle? One thing I don't like about our motorcycle tires is that when Harley tells me, well, one tire wears out before the other one, so you change it. Now I got to keep a calendar on how many miles I put on the front one, then the back one. If I change the back one before I change the front one, then when it's time to change the front one, is it time to change the back one? I said, forget it. I'm just going to change both tires at the same daggone time. I don't got time to be trying to calculate when it's time to change the daggone tires on my bike.
Motogato says this is false. Black plug is just temporary, just like a donut. Now, if you're rolling it like a normal tire, then it's on you. No, you're not supposed to put a plug in a motorcycle tire at all, period.
Man,
well, we've been putting out bad information then.
I used to put all kinds of plugs in them crotch rocket tires. Boy, I was living on the edge, man. I ain't never did it on the front tire, but on the back tire, man, I was plugging them things up left and right, man.
No, right. If I was going to put it on, it would not be on the front tire. It would be on the back tire. And I've done it too. Hey, listen, everything I tell y'all not to do, of course, I've done. And I will plug that shit up in a minute. To be honest with you, you're not supposed to be using them, not on motorcycle tires. And if you do use it, I will agree with Motogato, man. Keep that motorcycle at a speed that you're willing to roll down skate down the road on. Like if you don't got no clothes on, I would stay on side streets until I got that thing to. I wouldn't be up on the highway, especially in Texas, where it's 115 degrees on the highway. Come on, man. And you rolling at 100 miles an hour. Now, if you haven't liked this video yet, now is the time. Thank you, Path Killer. So anyway, that's our Bandido story. Good on you, Bandidos, man. You guys did a good job out there, man.
I have a question, though, about the story.
A black family, Christians, they just happen to roll up on some Christians.
I have a question about the story and about what they sent you.
What's that?
You said that the people that sent you that, and you read what they said, and they said, and they were black. Didn't I say that?
They did say that.
Okay. In our society, and I understand why, but in our society, do you think we're ever going to get to the part or point where we don't have to designate who they helped? Why couldn't it be they just helped someone?
Well, because it's important for the story, because the Bandidos have been called the most racist people and all this stuff over and over and over again. They don't allow black members in their club, at least not that I know of. There may be one or two that have happened through the years or whatever the case may be. But a lot of things are changing, but it's important because
who did they help?
There was a black Christian family whose car got into some trouble, and they came and they fixed the flat tire. Not only did they fix the flat tire, but they put a plug in the flat tire and aired it up. And here's a picture of them doing so, and it was really cool. And so I think it was important for the story for the guy to point out that this was a black family.
At black clubs, they just don't have black members.
Yeah, Bandidos come to black. So I think that's important because Bandidos come to black clubs. They hang out. I've got many friends over there, and that watch the show and comment and everything like that. So I don't know if we're ever going to get away from race because of the star-bellied sneeches and the sneeches that don't have stars on their belly.
I think race is always going to play a part. I think that you kind of things that has always been you're used to it, so you know that that's the way that it is, so you don't really take too much offense to it. At least I don't, because you know that you have certain clubs that's like that. do that mean everyone in that club is a racist? No. You have clubs, and this, I'm only speaking from people that I've dealt with in white clubs, and they say, hey, man, you know what, man? Way back when, it used to be like that, but with the newer breed of bikers coming in, they ain't with all that race stuff. I done had some guys tell me, man, we got about 3 or 4 more old people we waiting to die off, man, before we bring in some black people. And you got some of these white clubs.
Wow.
Yes, you got some of these white clubs that just started bringing it. And when I say blacks, let me rephrase that. They start bringing in other races outside of just whites.
Mm-hmm. So
isn't the Bandidos mainly Hispanic?
No, it's not.
Never had
I don't think it's mainly Hispanic, but they do have Hispanics there.
Because I never had an issue with the Bandidos up here in Texas.
No,
not that I hang out with them or not, but you
won't. I believe they even have some support clubs that are either black or they do. I remember. Yeah, one of the ones I do remember was one called Street Warfare. We're going way, way back on that one.
I'm gonna say this was a rumor. There's been rumors that even some predominantly black clubs were allowed to come on the set through the Bandidos instead of going through the other, through a
so one of those clubs would be the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we came into the Bandidos and the COC in 2009. Absolutely.
I see stuff like that. I've seen stuff like that where, I don't want to comment about my personal feelings about that, but I've seen things where some of the black clubs that came in and got blessed through the white clubs instead of the black clubs. I've seen that. I mean, I got my view on that where, some people might not agree with me. You have a lot of others that might agree with me. I've seen it though.
So when you when you're talking about when a person has a choice between when a club has a choice between whether they'll come in on the black and the white side. When we hit Texas, there was no choice. When we got to Texas in 2009, there was only one granting entity, and that was the Bandidos or the COC, which was definitely influenced or maybe even run by them. So you didn't have the chain back then when we got to Texas. At some point, the black 1%ers began to populate in Texas, and then of course they made the rules that the black 1%ers will handle the black set, and the white 1%ers will handle the white set. So those were agreements that have been made towards 2015 on across the country. And we were spreading out clubs in 2008. So there were many white clubs that we had to go through to get blessed before the black 1%ers caught up with us. And so now today that's why I tell people you have to be careful when you're trying to put 2025 eyes on a 2001 situation. For instance, if somebody were to say, well, you weren't in that motorcycle club, where's a picture of you as a prospect? Well, back in 1984, people weren't doing that. Nobody had cell phones and everybody was taking selfies. So when you got to think about stuff when you're adding today's standards on yesterday's things. So always be careful of that. Imagine what was going on at a time that a club might have hit an area. And what they might have had to go through to get blessed, and juxtapose that to what's going on today. It's MC protocol is constantly changing and evolving based on the changing and the evolving of the situation. It's kind of like the Bible. The basic things are going to always be the same, but some of there was no Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all of that back then, and not only so it was. All you had was like cameras. Like if you either had a 35 millimeter professional camera or you had something like a little bit less that you could take with you, but it would actually fold out. They were huge, these cameras. Or you had a little box, and that box was some sort of an instant camera, like a Polaroid or something like that. So there was no selfies, and people had real pictures. Who has real pictures anymore? Your whole picture thing is right here.
I do.
Almost nobody has like real pictures.
I do.
Okay, how many real pictures do you take versus digital pictures?
Oh, you said how many real pictures do I have? You didn't say how many do I take. Those are two different things. Now let me say this: what you said.
Hold on.
You're right.
Get out of here, man. I got my young protege, my son, right here, man.
What's going on, son?
What's up, young man?
He looking like, am I on? Am I on?
Show him what your hoodie say. Take the seatbelt off. Show him what your hoodie say. I want y'all to see my kid's hoodie.
Harley Davidson.
That's what's up.
Man, somebody teach that kid the right way, please.
Harley Davidson, baby. But I gotta go.
I'm sending him an Indian T-shirt right away.
I gotta go, man. I need my son's assistance on this toe, man. So,
all right, bro.
And his hands is better than mine right now.
Amen. Hey, you didn't feed him all them years for nothing.
That's what's up.
Take care, man.
All right.
Nice to meet you, young man. Is that Lavish Jr.?
Nice to meet you, bro. Yeah.
Is that Lavish Jr.?
He said, yeah.
Yeah, man. This is my little one. This is my youngest.
Okay. Yeah. Nice to meet you, young man. Take care.
Nice to meet you. Give him the piece. Let him look. All right.
Yep. So what I was saying, I say that in the church. I said we cannot anachronistically take 21st century thought and place it in first century Palestine. So saying what you're saying, you cannot anachronistically take 2025 and our generation bylaws and protocol and place it back in when the bylaws and protocols started, because they're two different dispensations. They're two different times. So you have to evolve. They have to evolve. And, and sometimes you old guys that started this have to evolve and write them according to the current, flavor of the street, the current move of the street, the current culture of the street.
Yes. And I remember when we first got to Texas, 2008, 2009 timeframe, they were trying to make moves. The Bandidos were, at that time, understanding that black clubs were coming. And they were trying to make moves to get a black liaison, if you would. And that first move that I remember was a motorcycle club called Street Warfare. And a lot of those guys have gone on to other clubs now. But, for me to call out a club like that, you guys know I've been around forever. So the movement was in place, and it finally became something like the the chain over in Texas, and then other things have transpired. But now it's definitely way different than I remember it back in the day. We were just trying to get our motorcycle clubs established, and back then, not even law enforcement motorcycle clubs were wearing Texas rockers. And Yamesh says they do have black support clubs. I thought they did.
It's not out here. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did. So, I think that,
and they do mix and mingle. I mean, I've been at meetings where you'll see Outcast, you'll see the Bandidos, you'll see, I think Hell's Lovers was at that. It was a big meeting. You'll see them together. I'm not saying they go out and have crumpets together, but I'm just saying you'll see them together around here.
Well, I've seen them have crumpets together. And have fun. We've been welcome all over the place. So Red and Gold have been cool in Bama for a while, says Dark Horse. SSW said some sounds of Harlem, New York. Also, people are naturally tribal. That doesn't make you a racist. Yeah. You just stick to your own kind. And I've always said that. I don't have a problem with an all-white motorcycle club. Just like I don't have a problem with an all-black motorcycle club. They have all-female Diamond 13s as well, says OB Joe. And you know something? I think that if they live the lifestyle, they should have that. They should be all female Diamonds. I don't see a problem with it.
I know I've been around the
Nitro
female
and
club.
Brad are in the house. I hope Brad is feeling well. I hope she's recovering and doing good. Founder of the Bandidos Motorcycle Club was Donald Eugene Chambers, and he was not Hispanic. He was a white dog worker who founded the club in San Leon, Texas in 1966. Yes, and you'll find that information right here in
In his
Motorcycle
book,
Club
get the
Protocol
book.
101. Motorcycle Club
the book.
Protocol 101. You'll find that information.
Read what Papa Penguin said to us.
He said something
to you and me. Yeah.
Oh, he just said something to us. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get down to it.
Wait, what time is it? It is.
Oh, it's time for us to get the hell out of here, isn't it?
No, I'm talking about what time was his post. Is that?
Oh, listen, Mike Ball came. Mike Ball stopped in with a raid. Thank you, Mike Ball, for stopping in with a raid, man. Keep the rubber side down. Thank you, Carney's Ride. He's been a member with us for 7 months. Please consider our channel memberships. They help us to keep going. Obi Joe says, I still have undeveloped 35mm film. So do I.
So do I.
I never see black clubs mingling with the 1% clubs here in my neck of the woods. Guess they haven't got here around to doing that yet. Where are you so loud? If you haven't seen it, you probably will. I'm trying to find Papa Penguin.
At
He's
12:10.
Hardwire 1%. Can't seem to find you on Facebook. What's the name?
Daryl Logic Turner.
If that's what you're on Facebook?
Yeah, Daryl Logic Turner.
Take that young man to church. Let him go to Sunday school.
Can you see it?
Says W. Oh, okay, here's Papa Penguin. I'm not going to complain. It could be way worse. Just trying to prevent things from getting. Black Dragon Biker TV. Keep it logical. Y'all are going to melt people's brains, pointing out things that were different in the past. You're not ready. You're not ready, Papa Penguin. Just trying to help. You know that. Just trying to help. Just trying to help. Well, it's time for us to get out. I remember the Golden Knights. Are they still around? The Golden Knights. I don't know if they're still around or not. What's up? Female diamond is an oxymoron, says Mike Ball. Mike, don't be like that.
Let me say something. I don't know if they can wear diamonds. Look, but I've been around some females. At that, when I met you the first time up there, I'm not gonna mention their club. You already know the club. You mentioned before. When we was up in the roundup in Arkansas, and I was introduced to the national president, and her girls were standing behind me. I turned around and looked. I said, "Yo,
yeah."
I said, "Yo, they play." Look, let me tell you something. Y'all, I don't care how manly you are.
And they got some big girls too, some tall Amazon
girls.
Yes, God.
I looked around, my little short 5'5" behind,
no,
and I turned around and looked up like,
girls. That ain't happening.
Gosh.
The problem with the female diamond holders is if a rival catches them.
All right.
No, I think this is the problem with female diamond holders is if a rival catches them, then they should have the same faith as a male. And I think that the girls he's talking about, I don't. Nobody's pushing up on them. You will get your ass shot. You're not.
Yes.
They're not going to get beat up. They're not fixing to fight with you. So it's going to be a shootout, and they're ready to go. And this club doesn't even have a diamond, but they are definitely on that outlaw tip. And these are women, and they pose up like a real motorcycle club. I mean, like a real outlaw motorcycle club. The president is surrounded at all times by her Amazon warriors.
Big. And I ain't talking about big as in just overweight. I'm talking about they stand in 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". I said, yo.
Black and white.
Yes.
Yeah. That man,
all I can say is nice to meet you.
I want to name drop that club so bad.
All right.
I want to say nanny. That's who this is, but I'm not gonna, we can't, I'm not gonna do it. Is this Invader Shaggy? Wow, the past was more fun. Invader Shaggy, this is Uncle Shaggy, man. 1%er of the Invaders MC. It's good to see you on here, man. We got Mike Ball on. Man, that is so cool. Thank you for photo. Mike Ball just bombed us. What is it called? A raid. And there's that's when you leave a channel and all of your people go to that channel. And there's a way to do it. The last time I did it, I just told everybody to go, but there's an actual way to do it and sends all your people over there. We're going to do that to Mike Ball in the next couple of days. Okay. All right. So that's it for us today. We need a meteorologist. we do need our meteorologist women. It's going to be a little hard to do that with the preacher on now, but hey, and we're bikers, not choir boys. Any ladies 18 plus want to do the weather from your time zone, contact Black Dragon. That's right. Contact me, man. I can't believe this is a topic. Not sure. Yeah, well, we have a lot of topics. People can't believe they're topics. All right. I think we're out. That's the last comment. You see that mentally about getting jammed up with another one procedure needs to stop. Well, yeah, of course. Of course it does. Okay. So, hey, here's cutoff. I'm late, but the way I look at it, if a dark green Marine can fight next to me in a different country, he can ride next to me with the same patch. Yes, sir. And that happens in your motorcycle club, and it always has. So, all right, man. That's okay. Reverend, you have something?
What's up now? Oh no, I'm good. Y'all keep my wife up in prayers. She's went in today with her for her last, prayerfully her last test, so they can release her out of this hospital before I break her out. And listen, y'all. Stand by your family, stand by your friends. If you really love them, do not leave them alone in the hospital. We have rotating shifts with my wife. And so keep my wife up in your prayers. Thank you.
Which reminds me, Nikita, 1%er, is in the hospital here in Atlanta. And he is not doing well. I need just to do a whole video on him, which I'll do a little bit later. Nikita, 1%er of the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club here in Atlanta, is down in my goodness, Midtown. The name of the hospital is something Emory Midtown, and he's not doing well. And for the things that he has done for the biker set, the black biker set, especially here in Georgia, folks should be lined up around that hospital to show him support. So we'll be talking about him and his many contributions to the Atlanta biker set. But prayerfully, and you did pray for him.
Yes.
And he got to see that on his phone as you were praying for him when we were visiting the hospital. So we'll be talking about that. We're going to do a whole video for him, perhaps later this afternoon. Anyway, we pray for your wife as well, and that her tests go well, and she doesn't have to have the procedure, and everything will be well. But I've had that procedure, so it's pretty standard. But I don't care how standard the procedure is. When they walk in and they hand you this thing that says, "Oh yeah, you might die,"
bruh.
I thought you said this
like I said, when they said that to me about pulling out my wisdom teeth, I'm like, I said, wait a minute. We just talking about pulling teeth.
Absolutely, man. And Andrino Nastasian, this guy reminds me a whole lot of our other guy, Todd. The point is that people who live in the democratic law should maintain their democratic power based on justice with the principles of truth. Of course, not all countries have democratic laws. Okay, bless you. I mean, that's beautiful. Anyway, that's it, man, for us. Let us do this, Logic. Let us get you out of here, man.
I remember this one kid.
What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Logic. Glad y'all was on the show today. God bless you and your family. No matter if you're riding across country, you're riding across your own city, remember these words: ride hard, ride safe, and always ride on faith and keep it logical. Peace.
And I'm Black Dragon, your boy Black Dragon from Black Dragon Biker TV. Biker news you can use, biker news you can trust, man. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Get my book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. Motorcycle Club Protocol 101, available on Amazon, Kindle, and at blackdragonsgear.com. This book will help transform your life in the motorcycle club world, and try to find some way to treat somebody that you love in the motorcycle club world or respect individually as a solid piece of irreplaceable gold, irreplaceable platinum or uranium or something like that, and your motorcycle club career will go much better. Hey man, thanks for tuning in. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Yeah.
And they were going to kill anybody that came at them and told them anything. And I was terrified for him because he was serious as hell.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.
That is definitely a big issue for you too. But I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute. What's up, Mama Roll? I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute and what our responsibilities are and what we need to think about. Because if you don't really know what's going on the set, you can find yourself in kind of a precarious predicament if you make the wrong kind of moves or do the wrong kind of things when this kind of stuff goes on. So, when officers get into a war with one another, what should 99%ers do? Here's 10 things you should know. Thing number 1, stay in your lane. Find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. If you're a president, you want to find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. What I mean is, the second is volatile. It can be very dangerous. And when you have that kind of thing going on, this set's not safe. So, as a 99%er motorcycle club, what you want to find is yourself in your business, in your lane, while all of the fancy stuff gets handled on other levels.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? On other levels. Tried to tell you suckers, Black Dragon is the man. The Black Dragon is the man. A real OG. Bonafide, certified, a true MC. The biker boys. The biker boys. It's in the house, the most definitely. Market TV. See, one day, young dragon made his way out the Navy to become a prospect. Some people thought he was crazy, but 5 years later, hard work became a habit. He became the president of the mighty Black Savage Nation. MCs, y'all, respectfully. Black Dragon. Black Savage. MC. That's right, y'all. Give it a thumbs up. Black Dragon's Market TV at his best. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get his prospect Bible book. So proud of him. Man, he just don't know. He's a real legend. And y'all know it, and I know it. That's right, Black Dragon. That's right. Glad I met you, my friend. Black Dragon, I'm the Midnight Ghost Rider. The V, y'all. Love you, Black Dragon. Peace. And get skinny. Like and share. Goodbye.